Hi, my name is Michael Schultz and I'm one of the founders of Bunker Armour, which is a revolutionary new bunker liner that we're launching out into the global market. To date, we've installed Bunker Armour in 16 sites with phenomenal results, and we've been researching and developing the product for the past 5 years. Bunker Armour is very different from any existing bunker liner. Typically in the marketplace we have the hard liners, the stone and the concrete. We also have the membrane-based liners as well as many with recycled material. Bunker Armour is different. It is made 90% of the sand that goes in your bunker, so it looks like sand because it is. That combined with some polymer as well as some fiber to make it bind and give it structural strength. Bunker Armour is 100% malleable, which means it cannot crack and it cannot break. Also, it can be installed up very, very steep bunker slopes, so there's no limitation in this department. There seems to be a tendency with modern golf course designers to build bunkers designed around the bunker liner, and that shouldn't be the case. The bunker liner should fit the bunker. Those beautiful high-faced and intimidating bunkers that frame holes so beautifully, Bunker Armour is perfect for those bunkers. So many of the existing bunker liners require up to 4 inches of sand to be placed on the bunker faces to avoid either contact with the bunker liners, the sight thereof, because often they're very discolored or very dark in color and don't look aesthetically pleasing. But also what it does is when you've got that much sand, it creates an environment for plugged lies. And many of the top golf tournaments, the PGA events, have been marred by one of the leading golfers being in a plugged lie and being unplayable. So there's no reason why the bunker shots should be played from the bunker face. The ball should merely pitch on the face and roll down to the base, which is the playing area. And that's where your sand should be, not on your bunker face. Bunker Armour has a lot of unique advantages, and one of those is its ability to seal out any of the subsoil. So in other words, the soil that forms the base of the bunker, and it creates a separation between that and the bunker sand. Now this is Bunker Armour in cross section, installed in a case. This is a 45-degree angle, and this is Bunker Armour. It's not bunker sand. It is made from the same sand that is put in the bunker, so this is a slightly darker tint, but it will marry your bunker sand in your bunkers. Now you'll see here from the cross section is that Bunker Armour has been installed underneath the sod. So it goes back 8 inches or 20 centimeters, and it is installed immediately below the growing roots of the sod, and it creates a root bed for the sod to grow into. But you'll see here it creates a seal, so it totally seals out any of the subsoil. The other bunker liners typically will stop short, and there will be of the sod so that the edging can happen, etc. But there's normally this little bit of layer where you've got exposed soil. Now what happens with surface water after a storm, often it runs through and it runs down, and what it'll do is it'll actually take out some of that soil and contaminate the bunker. And over time, this little area here will collapse. So let's have a closer look at Bunker Armour and how it works. So this is Bunker Armour that's been installed into a display case with a face angle of 45 degrees. So you'll see this is a slightly darker tone of sand, of bunker sand, but once again we can color match the sand in your bunkers. Now you'll see here this looks like sand because it is. Bunker Armour is quite firm. You'll see if I knock it, it is relatively firm, but it is not firm enough to damage golf equipment. So if you strike this with a golf club, very simply, there'll be no damage to the golf club. There might be a slight indentation in the product. If anything is going to dislodge, literally you'll have these little hair-like fibers that get dislodged, and that's the extent of your contamination along with bunker sand. Now with that, let's dislodge a piece of Bunker Armour just to show you how the product is malleable and how it's made up. So I'm going to attempt to dig a hole in this bunker face here. It's quite hard work because it's been compacted obviously into the bunker face. So I've dislodged and I've made a bit of a recess and a bit of a hole there. You'll see of course that Bunker Armour, you'll see the fibers in the Bunker Armour. You'll see once again if there's any contamination, it's literally bunker sand and these hair-like fibers. I'm now going to mold bunker armor to show you the malleability of the product. So I've molded it into a ball, and here is where the massive advantage comes in. This product can be replaced into the face and recompacted in. So if by any chance you decided at any stage that you wanted to change the design of your bunkers, the product can be removed, it can then be stockpiled, and it can be replaced. So let's just bang that back in, and there you go. You wouldn't have even noticed that I dug a hole in there. So once again, you'll see there's this sand and fiber residue, and if that's the extent of the contamination in your bunkers, I'll be quite happy to settle for that. We pride ourselves in the fact that when bunker armor is installed, it is a very non-invasive process. And what I mean by that is that there's no requirement for massive trucks to drive over your turf, damaging the bunker surroundings, and then dumping stone or concrete into that bunker site. Bunker armor can very simply be put on a tractor, on the back of a tractor, or even in a workman or a gator, and merely driven to the edge of the bunker, deposited in and installed. In fact, many of our installations have happened when there are golfers playing. So there's no disruption to play, there's no curing period, and the bunker, once the bunker liner is installed, is immediately playable. At Bunker Armour, we've even thought about the golf courses that don't necessarily require bunker liners such as these. We've even created a riveting solution for our friends on the links courses around the world. Thank you for taking the time to view this bunker armor demonstration. More information is available on our website, as well as contact information of ourselves, as well as our global partners and agents around the world. In closing, bunker armor will not only save your club a lot of money, it will also save your course staff a lot of time, but it will also bring bunkers back to being the most aesthetically pleasing, playable features on your golf course. Bunker armor. Someday, all bunkers will be built this way.